So what's going on, people? Welcome back to another YouTube channel. And tonight we're on the fans forum of the Wednesday evening. And if you do like the channel, please stick a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. And I've got my guests, I've got Chipaz, we've got Billy. How are you two guys?
Excellent.
All right. Well, mushy.
Positive.
Fantastic. We still got to wait for Ryan, and we still got to wait for Jason as well to come on. So I'll send them a link, so he'll be coming on anytime soon. So we're going to talk about, Eddie Howe's at his first press conference, and I just did it earlier on. And I just wonder, Sam, what do you think of it? Were you impressed with the way he spoke and the way he handled himself today?
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I don't like to hear somebody coming up being so negative like the previous one would, and you just got to go out and do what he said, do. I mean, actions speak louder than words, so we've heard the right stuff. We just need to see it. It probably take time, but you like to think this time between the breaks will probably suit him down to the ground, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he came across quite well. The question he's asked, he looks cool. He looks focused, and he looks being a part. I mean, he comes out and said that he's going to bring good attacking football to St. James's Park, fun for football, and the players are going to be so much fitter. So what do you make?
It's just professional. The whole press conference, he answered all the questions in a professional manner. Nothing everything bounced off him. Those, the little digs about Saudi Arabia just bounced off him. And it was just a total contrast to what we've been used to over the past 2.5 years. And then I put the cricket on, and England started to lose, and that bloody useless twat appeared on the screen, grinning away, scuffing on his bacon batches. He put the muckle on England. Defeat stinks around him, extensive defeat around him. And this Eddie Howe, he's come in, he's positive, and I'm positive now. I was underwhelmed at first when he was appointed, I must be honest. But I've got to be honest, it's wouldn't have been 24 hours, 40 hours. He just seems such a positive character that I don't see how he can go wrong for him.
I think he came across well, and the questions he didn't let Flostad. I mean, he was asked a tough question from Keith Downing, which I'm going to come to later, and on your part sort of thing as well. For me, I think I sat aboard, and I thought and I expect better than Keith, by the way. So I mean, Jason, what's your take on today's press conference? Eddie Howe, were you impressed? Are you confident? Are you being feel good?
I've not seen it. I've only just got in from work.
He's basically saying that
it was fucking rubbish, Case. Honestly, desperately was.
Typical.
Swearing, stormed off, punched a couple of journalists on the way out.
Cannot believe it. Howl out. Come on.
Well, I mean, yeah, basically, he's just come out and said that he's proud of being at this great football club, and he's saying that kind of guarantee put him stop up sort of thing. He plays front foot football. He's promises to give us attacking football, and he's going to give the fans what we want. And the hard work starts now.
It's good. That's what we want to be hearing. We want to hear some positivity.
Yes, we do. Except that at the end of the day, we need to you need to start winning games. Stop worrying about next season. He's asked about what's going to happen to you next season, sort of thing. He turned straight away, came out and said that don't worry about what's going to happen next season. Let's look at it now. We're in the relegation dogfight. We need to start winning games. Get out of the bottom three, and then when the January window comes around, he'll start worrying about that.
Yeah, it's just I'm not comparing him to Kevin Keegan in any shape, way, or form, but he's got the same kind of manner with the press that Kevin Keegan had. He's got that kind of thing where you hang on every word he says. You know what I mean? You have to take notice of what he's saying, because he's got he never seems to lose his temper. And he could have easily. Steve Bruce would have lost his temper in that press conference today. Absolutely no doubt about it. Like you say, from the questions, especially the one from Keith Downey, it was pretty rigged, and he dealt with it fantastically. He's just a professional man, and watching his training sessions, it's just a complete difference that we haven't seen in the past 2.5 years. As I said before, it's just total opposite of what we've had. So, lots to look forward to, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely magnificent. You know what I mean? It's just all I say sort of thing, from my opinion, sort of thing. I think came across well, it's actually spot on. And I didn't I couldn't agree what Downing said as well, sort of Danny said as well, which is incredible. I reached a comments out by the way as well, and I believe Jan's first one to come through. I believe there's always shots for top managers for the next 10 years, at least. Tough shite for them. What do you make of that, Chippers?
I think it'll be a while. I think we've got to be realistic to see where we are. I think how long did Mark Hughes have beat Man City before? Was it 2.5, couple of years or something? So
yeah,
we've still got a lot to do off the field before we think about everything towards championships and things like that. So I think they want everything sort of in place before we even think we've got like a new training ground and things like that. Yeah. So we just got to be realistic.
That is all we can do, because at the end of the day, we're not gonna get an elite manager coming.
Who's texting you, John? Someone texting you. Joe Litton's texting him. Look,
and he wants to come on.
Oh, good. I mentioned the Bristol City game again.
Did Bristol City lose? Did they? That's rare.
To 10-man Coventry.
They only lost by
in the last minute.
Who was that against?
Coventry, 10-man Coventry.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They were all walking past my house, John. It was like, I've never seen so many pairs of dungarees in my born days, I tell you.
Yeah.
It was like watching a Dexter's Midnight Winners tribute.
Wait. Has Tinky Winky turned up?
Wow. I was going to say, and it's come on as well, by the way. So I'm going to read this out quickly before I come on to Ryan. Luke, going to read you morning to Luke. Hope you're okay. I've got Daniel as well. Evening, guys. How are we today? Absolutely fantastic. Eddie Howe was fantastic too. He's all been bringing his family up after Quimble. I think that's fantastic. Just watched the press conference. Eddie mentioned he had opportunities of offers from other clubs apart from Celtic. Any ideas on what other clubs he talked to? We have no idea, Luke, at all whatsoever. I mean,
Sheffield United will be one, I think.
Chelsea's one of them. Arsenal's another.
Sheffield United.
But he turned them all down. They have a bit of space sort of thing. So big up to him by the way. And I got hello last from Kieran, and then I got I'm gonna ask Ryan about his opinion. The press conference is spot on, apart from that sausage talking about human rights. That's Keith Downing, I believe. What's your take on that, Ryan? First of all, what do you think of the press conference today, and what do you think of that comment about the human rights from Keith Downing from Sky Sports?
Well, the press conference was pretty good. It filled me with a lot of confidence right off the start too. Like, just something we've never seen from Steve Bruce at all. And we're gonna go far with Eddie Howe, I think, because the way people talk about Graham Potter right now is the way Eddie Howe was a few years ago. Just his name hasn't been mentioned because he's been out of work for almost 2 years. So I think this is like the best thing, man. Like, everyone I've seen now is so happy about him being appointed. Like, I haven't seen much negativity about him. We gotta get behind him and see how the players fare on. And the human rights comment, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if it was Keith Downing. It was someone else, but that guy should have been fired, man. Like, it's just trying to get it's him trying to get an article.
But, yeah, it was that Ollie bloke from the Mail, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, you should be fired.
Was it?
He shouldn't be allowed in press conferences again, because he's just trying to get a quick.
I thought it was Keith that said it, because he answered the first questions and he was like, question for me, and then he.
No, it was someone. It was the second or third guy, but don't let that guy in a press conference, because he's just trying to kill the whole vibe of what's going to be happening, like, going forward. He's just trying to kill everything. He's just trying to be a buzzkill. Like, get out of here, man.
I mean, if it was Keith Downing, Sky Sports Show, golf in Saudi Arabia, Formula One in Saudi Arabia, the wrestling in Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua's fight with Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. If it was Keith Downing, then he needs to have a good look at himself, really.
I'm sure it was, because I'm sure he asked the first lot of questions, and I'm sure he said, last one question for me, and he brought it up. I'm sure it was him.
Yeah. I tell you what, I have to agree with you guys. Whoever asked those questions, sort of thing, whether it be Downing or anyone else, sort of thing, I agree with Ryan should be banned, because you don't bring politics into football, and you should flip and know all that. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, real talk. And I guarantee you, had they brought Man U, they would not ask that question. I can guarantee you that as well. They're clearly rattled. And I'll tell you what as well, if Eddie Howe keeps us up, then we're going to go big in the summer, I'm telling you. And I'm going to come on to look at the Daily Mail and Telegraph later on about a comment and a tweet off someone that did. I'll go through his comments there. The press conference was spot on puffing the sausage to talk about human rights. The last left the sausage. Even John
for sausages.
The thing is, the only managers that have commented about this takeover badly was Jurgen Klopp. This guy's wearing a Nike tracksuit. We all know all the shit that goes on in Asia with the sweatshops. Like, shut up, man. Like, seriously, these people have absolutely no clue.
Bunch of
And it's just these journalists, it's so smart what Eddie Howe said. He just I'm here for football reasons. That's it. That's the way every manager should see it. Like, let the politics deal with all that crap.
Yeah, well said, Ryan. I mean, the thing is, always say, right, don't bring politics in the football, right? Just talk. We want to talk about politics. Got to win Westminster, yeah? But this is not the place to talk about politics. As simple as that. I got Geordie here, by the way. Even Eddie Howe shutting all this anti-Saudi down in the press conference about human rights. Eddie Howe is here for the same reasons everyone else, just for the football. Well said, Geordie. It was Keith and someone else who mentioned about the human rights. That's in Kieran. How unbelievable refreshing how has been literally a significant of cloud being lifted. I've got Luke. Yeah, I don't think it was Keith Downer asking about the human rights. Well, someone must have asked. It must have been some press sort of thing.
I'm sure it was.
It was Steve Bruce in a mask.
Yeah.
No, he was at the bleeding cricket, ruining England's chances.
He wasn't their manager, was he?
Well, everywhere he goes, defeats follows him, doesn't it?
Exactly. Totally. I mean, what's your take on it, Anil? Annie?
He's liked it.
He's done a runner.
He's on the bog, man.
He's done a runner. I think commentary is on their way again.
Could be. So, what's your take on it, Annie, about this? When one of the journalists asked about the human rights. I mean, if someone asked that about your manager, would you be impressed? I don't think you would.
No, but I'm not really sure what to make of it, to be honest, because it's certainly not an issue that should be brushed under the carpet, that's for sure. But it's getting so obvious that from other fans and from other owners and other managers, they want to bring it up, and it seems as if that's the only thing they're putting their hat on. And that's somewhat. Is that a praise to Newcastle? I think it is, because if now all of a sudden managers are talking about how everything's wrong with the takeover, I think it should be taken in a positive light, I think, by some Newcastle fans, because it's kind of like the kind of, I don't want to use the word obsessed, but they are kind of obsessing with you, and it's weird because some of the managers just seem like just completely taken aback and don't want this takeover, anti-takeover. And I understand some of their views and I understand their concerns, but at the end of the day, this takeover is not for Saudi Arabia. It's for Newcastle United, and it's for their fans and how you've been going through 14 years of Mr. Mike Ashley's misery. And yeah, I think most of all, you're the ones that should be focused on instead of the Saudi Arabian human rights issues and all of that. Really, I think it should be focused on Newcastle. John's frozen.
He's frozen in a very happy face.
I think you said that. I think you're spot on there, because at the same time, like, it is the only thing to talk about and downplay us. It's just jealousy too.
Yeah, totally. Jordan and Eddie Howe should take a leaf out of the Ashley Era book and ban all these anti-Saudis journalists. I agree. What goes on in Saudi has bugger all to do Eddie Howe or the fans' mainstream media. He's a kip up the arse. Yeah. 100%. A lot of these journalists are told to ask scripted questions. I believe Sky bosses instructed Keith Down to ask the human rights issue questions. So was Keith Down in then?
Oh, yeah.
Got Jordan said hello. Hello, everybody.
I
I want to comment to Adam in a minute. So if I'm going to come to Adam now quickly, take my hat off to Adam. Go hours at the training ground, some boy. Big up to Adam. Do you know what I mean? What's your take on it, Billy?
Yeah, fantastic. Deserves all the success he's getting with enthusiasm and hard work, and his blatant, obviously, love for the club. All power to him, and he deserves as much success as he gets from it. And I think he's a fantastic example for all of us to follow. Really, fantastic. Brilliant.
What a guy. Chippers. Adam P. He does 12 hours at the training ground.
Good. It's what we need. Yeah, it's what we need, because obviously the previous cabbage would have been sat on holiday like he is now. He wouldn't have been given the stuff, and things don't get improved while someone's on holiday doing nothing, do they?
Totally agree. I've got Jordan here. The journalist should be banging on number 10 Downing Street and demand answers from Boris Johnson about essay instead of asking Eddie Howe or anyone else connected to our football club. Yeah, I
hate to say it, but you guys are right. Keith Downing did ask about the fucking human rights question.
Should have thought better than
but he must, like you say, he's been instructed to ask that question by.
His quote said that he was expecting it. He was expecting to get that question asked him. So,
but then he also has a right to deny, to refuse to ask that question.
I've got some more comments on there. So I haven't been reading them out because I've got rules coming through. If I was Keith, he doesn't want to be outside the training ground tomorrow, then I'd take the dog for a walk because he will get it. I don't remember Bruce being asked about 0-hour contracts. He says this to me. We just be talking about football and off. I've got Adam's video, a class giving everyone a close up of what's going on. I'll tell you what, Adam should get a 5-figure, some sort of thing in a month. This guy is absolutely fantastic. He's brilliant for football. Do slap the likes up, brother. I've got 42 people watching live, and do subscribe. We have not done it. Like Eddie Howe's responsibility for what Saudi Arabia does is laughable. Joke. Can you imagine they asked Fergie that question? He would have had them all for breakfast, Jason.
Pretty much, yeah.
They wouldn't have asked him it.
No. They'd be too scared to see the response, and they'd know for that they'd be banned from future tapings. It would be horrible. He would have ripped him a new one.
He would have done 110%. He would have done.
And he didn't speak to the BBC for years, did he? He didn't speak to the BBC for years after some comment he didn't like, and that was Fergie all over. In the end, he had to, because it's part of the manager's contracts to talk to the BBC as one of the Premier League's partners. But for years, he didn't speak to the BBC. He was a stubborn man, and he wouldn't have had that, and he wouldn't have been asked the question in the first place. Because, like you say, if it's Man United involved in it, these questions wouldn't be being asked.
Exactly, totally agree. And good one for Geordie. If anyone wants to make a YouTube full time, then he's certainly going the right way about it. Stand outside the training ground on a cool deer. People like him are credit to our club. Do you know what it is? If I left in Newcastle, I'm not going to lie, I'll do exactly the same. I'll give up work to do this full time, 110%. You know what I mean? But
I think Adam's the only person I've seen make training ground content. I've realized how, from my point of view, how bad it is too. The security looks awful. Anyone could just go in.
This level looks like an entry to a primary school. That's what it looks like when someone says it.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, the security won't get anywhere near him. No way. Absolutely.
Do you remember when they used to train at Durham University years ago, and there used to be students in the showers with them and all sorts? Just people walking in with them.
You could just walk onto the training pitch and just stand there and watch them.
Got your guys, Joe Linton. What do you all think the January transfer budget will be? It'd be more than 50 million. It cannot be just 50. It'd be more than 50 million.
I
would say 200.
It'll be 50 million plus the 15 we get for Joe.
Yeah, good idea.
I'd say they'll spend as much as they want, because they've got money to burn. Really, they'll spend what they'll need to spend, and it's going to cost her, because people are going to put the prices up on players. But if they want to spend it, then they have to. Then they'll spend it.
Well, I bet the Premier League clubs won't be selling to us, so we're gonna have to do our business abroad anyway.
That's why
Well,
that's why we got to get out of relegation so we could attract players easier.
The thing is though, if we offer £50 million for someone like James Ward-Prowse, I think Southampton are going to think, well, we might get 2 players for that, so we might have to sell them.
Oh yeah, look what Villa done with that 100 mil for Grealish. They went and brought a shit ton of players.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're the clubs that inflate the market too, because clubs will know where we have got money, so they'll just up the price on everything.
But also, if we put bids in for players might want to go, I want to go there. I want to go and win something, because I know in 4 or 5 years' time we'll be winning things. So let us go, you know? Like I said, players like Jimenez and Cody at Wolves.
Isn't it? It's not the club, it's the agents of all of those these days, so they can, boycott as much as they like.
The agents will go, they're offering you 80 odd grand a week, and you get only on with 40 here. Get yourself away.
What the other 19 clubs don't realise is that it works both ways. They don't want to sell to us, and fine, we ain't selling to them.
Jason, you just touch on it. I was going to come on to that as well, by the way. That you're right what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
but
true.
The thing is, if say right, we went over to Southampton and sold brought to buy James Ward-Prowse for 50 million, for example. Southampton trying to say no, we're not going to do business with you. Yeah, his agent. Well, I tell you what, they'll have a field day. This is going to end up in court. The agent we've already got to realise the agent controls the club now. The club don't control the player now. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Am I wrong or right?
You're right, because agents are too much of a power nowadays.
Well, I always say
managers. I've seen documentaries that managers say that agents are a big issue in football because they persuade players rather than the club persuading.
I agree. I tell you what, this could end up like open a can of worms if they don't stop the player from going to Newcastle, and this will go to court big time because they know now they are clearly rattled, and you know what it is, right? Because people need to look over the shoulder. One thing I will say, look over your shoulder. We're coming after these in a couple of years' time. We are coming after these. Simple as that.
Well, you know what, too? If someone like, say, Maximum next season gets 10 goals, 10 assists, people are going to want to buy, or going to try to buy us, try to acquire him, but we'll just be like, fuck off.
Exactly. What you say? We don't do business with us. Now we're not going to do business with you. Get stuff. That's
yeah, because all the top, it'll be the same narrative where the top 6 will want Alan say Maximum, but like, it's not going to happen, man. Like,
nah. You want to do business? Cool. But if you're not buying your player, you shouldn't be buying another player. Simple as that. What about this? About the Qatar World Cup?
It's in Qatar.
Oh, Qatar.
It's World Cup in Qatar. That's what it is.
Was it D minor?
Yeah, a bit stupid to have it in Qatar because then you got to put in December because it's like 40 degrees in the summer.
Exactly. I was going to say for Andrew as well, definitely have Sewell for Bayern Munich, Jason Wood as well. He's a bit.
I've been saying that for a long time, and I'll see the papers today saying that we're after him. Like, hey, they're actually listening to me.
It's Jason's guy.
It's my
Jason's the guy. Jason's top agent. To all, take Todd Cantwell.
No. Bristol City can have him.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
With Jeff Hendrick as well.
No, thanks.
We'll have Joe we'll give them Joe Linton as well.
And Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley.
And Gillespie.
And Agnew and Clements. You know, he can take the lot.
Take the lot. But I got Tangi as well. Imagine if we were taken over by a Polish order with what is going on between Poland and Belarus. We'd probably get the same treatment. They're the South and media, some media here to Newcastle. Of course they hate Newcastle. You can't deny that. And Aaron as well, the hardest question our manager has had in 2 years, and the fella who got Bournemouth relegated answered with dignity and professionalism.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. On the free, would you say Lingard on the free in the summer from Andrew?
I think we're getting them in January, aren't we?
It's a possibility. It probably costs about.
It's looking more likely that we're going to get Dembele on a free, though.
No, I do not want him. I do not want Dembele, man.
Too injury prone, isn't he?
He's the biggest flop I've seen.
But when fit, he's pretty good. He's pretty decent.
Yeah, he could have been at Mbappe's level, but he's been injured all the time.
crazy, man. And I've got Ian as well. It's like people don't use oil summon. The hypocrisy or it's
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy. Sorry about that. Conspiracy. It's not. Hypocrisy.
Where did you graduate from, John?
He's correct, by the way. Sorry.
Bristol University.
I get it
No,
right.
no wonder.
Let them go and interview David Beckham. Wow, good luck. A primary school has better security than the training ground.
Yeah, it's one guy guarding the freaking training ground. Like, come on.
Yeah. Ramsey, no thanks. He's past it. He's 30, though. 400 grand a week. Oh, me personally, I don't think I've taken. I mean, it's injury prone again. And I've got ridiculous, really, how they're trying to stop us doing transfers. What a load of bull. Totally agree with him. I'll tell you what, it's a go to court if you stop playing at agents who happen for breakfast. I'm telling you. The budget doesn't matter so much. We've got a manager with a proven record of improving players. A few signings are inevitable. Spencer, I definitely take him and Max Aaron. So I take Max Aaron, so I take him.
John, can I say something about like the transfer thing? So I think Premier League clubs are definitely going to inflate prices if we want to buy from them. But I think foreign clubs like in Italy or Spain, like I feel like they'd take anything because those clubs aren't financially successful or as high as like Premier League teams. Like if we go like for like Fiorentina, they probably have financial troubles. They'll take anything for Vlahovic. Or just most clubs you hear nowadays that aren't in England, they all have financial issues like Lille, all the stuff.
Said it once, I say it again. All we've got to do is go and raid Barcelona because they are gagging for some money.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I think we're going to sign Kieran Trippier as well. I think he's coming in January. I think there's little doubt of that.
Very good chance. Very good chance he's going to.
He signed for Burnley, didn't he, as well?
Very good point. And I'll tell you what, going back to what you said about Fialovic as well, I'll take him all day long for Fiorentina. I'll tell you what, he's a sort of striker I really do. Eddie Howe would love big strikers up top. This guy will be absolutely brilliant.
Isn't he linked with Arsenal at the moment?
Arsenal
can piss off.
Yeah, they're peasants.
See, the media as well, they're like criticizing Eddie Howe for spending 40 million or whatever on Solanke and Ibe. But Lee from Newcastle Fans TV pointed out spot on. He said Callum Wilson, Ramsdale, Ryan Fraser, Danny Ings, and
Danny Ings?
and someone else was a combined of 6 million.
Like he signed Danny Ings at Burnley, didn't he?
Danny Ings.
Yeah, he signed him at Burnley.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ramsdale. No.
Excuse me, Jason. What did you say?
The point is all those players are playing in Premier League and they play for their countries too. So,
Jason,
here we go.
Good point.
Aaron Ramsdale was a good signing for Bournemouth because they bought him for cheap and sold him for massive profit. And you can't. And even I don't care if he's good or not. If you sell a player,
he's probably the best English goalkeeper at the minute.
If you sell a player for a massive margin of profit, I don't care if they're utterly dreadful or they're Lionel Messi levels. If you sell a player for a profit, it's a good deal. It's a good player. It's a good player for your club. I don't care if he's good or not. It's a good deal because they sold him for a massive profit, 25 million to Sheffield United.
I know Jason's just like, yeah.
Fair, Colin. We might make January, just a suspense banner. We might make January a more busy transfer window than normal. We're going to have to. Whether we buy a player from that club, we have to replace that player. We're going to have to. We're going to have to spend big in January.
But either way, going back to that, whether Howe bringing in the likes of Solanke and Ibe and all that, you got every manager will sign that one flop. He can't always get it right every single time. So
the amount of money he's got to his disposal, he's going to because he's never been in this situation before with this amount of money. I don't think many managers will be in this situation before. So they're going to sign.
When he signed Solanke, it was a no-brainer. He was
couldn't hit a ball door.
The world at his feet.
He's a good player, but then he couldn't hit a ball door after that season.
No, as soon as he went there, he went shit, but he looked an absolute fantastic prospect, didn't he, at the time?
I mean, look at John. He wants Ryan Brewster.
To be fair, Ryan Brewster scored his first goal last week.
Yeah.
Last week he's been out 2
His first goal last week.
First league goal for Sheffield United last week.
In 2.5 years or whatever.
That's
One-
another 40 million signing.
one and a bit years. It's like 2.5 years.
See, the thing is, I'm worried about future transfers. Is I hope Eddie Howe actually has full say on things, because at Bournemouth, he was the core of their club. Like, he oversaw everything, because they had such like minimal infrastructure compared to what we have, which is massive now.
I think it's going to be bigger as well, with the rumours of Emanalo coming in and Edwards from Liverpool, and
as long as they're the
Brian
ones that
Marwood.
work out transfers, and then they go to Stavely and PIF, say, hey, we want these players. Okay, we've got it covered for you guys. I feel like they will, because I feel like they can admit themselves they're not football people, and they're going to hire all the football people to fill in the gaps eventually, and it'll all come to fruition.
And that's the big mistake Mike Ashley made when he came in, wasn't it? He just took any old people to kind of deal with transfers. Literally nobody's.
Yeah, it went from Mike Ashley to Lee Charney to like way more people that we don't even know of at the club.
Exactly. Rise Thompson cents, by the way, 110%.
Is Charlie, Clements, and Agnew still there, or are they finally moved on?
Clements and Agnew have definitely gone.
No, 100%, yeah.
100% gone. 100% gone. I've got Tony. So, hello, John. I've been impressed with Eddie over the last 2 years. But fresh air after booze. The man comes off with class and dignity as well. They can't stop. Can't stop it. What are they going to do? Just keep giving players more and more money. And that's a good point, Ian. Hi, lads. And I've got contracts for Liga binding. It's nothing to do with the club, correct? And you need Pau Torres from Villarreal. He's a big lad. I think it'd be decent if he does come. And Baza says on Twitter about Newcastle being linked with Fikayo Tonali. Baza, I love you, man. You're an absolute bro. You're a top guy, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. Number one, he's on a long-term contract. Number two, Milan will not sell him at all.
Yeah, no way.
They're fighting for the league for Serie A title. They need he is their first choice defender, and he has been so successful. If I was to give him out of 10, I'll give him a 9. The guy's been flawless at the back. He's been brilliant.
He might be homesick, John.
John, do you want to pay him off anymore? May as well have his plans to give him one.
It's not going to happen. He's not
Hey,
going.
John's just saying it how it is.
But what if he wants to come back to England? What if he's homesick? What if he doesn't want to stay in Italy? What if he just can't settle there?
Yeah. He loves Italy. He loves Milan.
You love it. He don't. He might not.
He loves Milan life.
There is one way we can counter Premier League teams not selling to us. That's by going to the players that we want and activating their release clause.
That's
La Liga's notorious for
those clubs haven't got a leg to stand on if we activate their release clause.
That's right.
Exactly. Totally. Well, don't you guys take Eden Hazard back?
No.
I'll take Thorgan Hazard.
I'd only take him on loan. That's it. I wouldn't buy him yet because he's not fit, is he?
Nah. Get him on the
Some player, though, isn't he?
Anything.
I think Thorgan Hazard is better. He's much better.
Yeah. You got Maxi loves his Jordans. He stayed loyal. I love Calvin Phillips from Leeds.
I thought you said Kevin Phillips.
Yeah, fuck him.
Not super Kevin Phillips.
Fucking rat face bastards.
You know what? I like Leeds.
I'll take Chris Kamara over Kevin Phillips.
Why do you hate Kevin Phillips?
Because he's a rat face Mackham.
And it's just the same reason you hate Joey Barton because he manages Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, true.
And also, West Ham's just bought 27% of a Czech billionaire. Are they going to stop the transfer as well? Are they going to stop them as well? That'd be interesting.
He hasn't bought the club yet. Like he hasn't bought the club yet.
We can't attract any of their players, to be honest, too.
Dembele nowhere's a party boy. Saudi sells 1 billion barrels of oil or dear. That journalist should question how he got to the interview in the first place. That's from Ian. I take Jean-Claire Dabilo in Nice.
The ex-Barcelona centre-back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking this guy, Damsgaard. He's a proper player.
That guy, yeah.
Top drawer. He would not be at Sampdoria. Sampdoria's on bottom 3 at the minute. And I'll tell you what, they've got pressure on this kid.
Bloody heck. John Biggin down with a Serie A team. Did I just hear that right?
John, you know if Sampdoria need money?
They do.
Okay.
They need big style. They do need money.
Yeah, but why would we want to sign a player from a team from a third bottom Serie A club?
Yeah, but he's a hell of a player, Damsgaard.
It's not always about that, Chippers. Like, look at Andy Robertson.
Yeah, fair comment.
Got Sean as well. Big up to you, Sean, mate. Good evening, lads. I think he spoke well at his press conference today. He had a few tricky questions that put at him and answered them well with the human rights. He is only there here for his football. Yeah, all day long. And I got my guy Baza. Michael is set to become new director of football in Newcastle after a breakthrough in negotiations with a deal being agreed. It will be announced during his international break.
That'd be a great appointment. That'd be a great appointment for what the work he did at Chelsea and Monaco to a certain extent too.
Yes,
he attracted players. If Eddie Howe can't.
Monaco?
Yeah, he was at Monaco for a bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Totally. I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, fans of Italy and Spain are in financial trouble. Plenty of leads to it. I tell you what, really, cracking like Lille, Sven Botman would be a fantastic signing.
If these Premier League clubs are being stingy, if we want to buy players, then we'll just move on to other leagues.
Exactly. So there's no to continue doing rating. He's 29 years
old,
by the way.
No, what? Doesn't we have Coutinho?
No way.
It's still quality.
It'd be the playmaker that we need at the moment.
Yeah.
We need that right side. If we're playing three up front, you'll need him, ASM, and Wilson, really, because Almiron's just as consistent as bloody anything, isn't he?
Relative Spock. Well, I'll probably get on a loan deal. I wouldn't buy him permanently. I'll get him on a loan deal, by the way.
Yeah.
So I missed the one at Ian's.
That's what the papers have been saying, that Barcelona have offered Coutinho to us in January on a loan deal.
Yeah.
Because they're skin. They want us to pay some of his wages.
Yeah.
None of these players are signed in Premier League. He haven't made one good Premier League signing in 5 years. I mean, give him a chance, will you?
Really?
No.
Really?
Wait, who is he referring to in that comment?
Sure about that?
That's that Macklem. He's the Macklem that goes on the Four Horsemen, man.
Yeah.
I can name you a few. Nathan Ake, Asmir Begovic, David Brooks, Jack Stacey, who's been playing, Harry Wilson,
Lerma,
Jefferson Lerma, Ryan Fraser,
Lerma,
Julian Stanislas, Aaron Ramsdale,
Callum Wilson,
Matt Ritchie, actually not Premier League, but
Ryan Fraser.
I said Ryan Fraser.
Callum Wilson, yeah.
Callum Wilson, yeah, he's made loads of Premier League good Premier League signings. Yes, been a few flops, but that's with everything really.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It says a great deal about Bruce's standards as NUFC boss when their fans are gushing with praise for Howe because he gets in training early and actually participates in the drills he runs.
Yeah. Bruce would just stand with his hands in his pocket.
Exactly. I mean, that's it. You're not going to win any games like that with your hands in the pocket. You're not exactly Pep, are you? Also, those teams have players with not long on the contracts like Tarkowski, our players you should go for. Yeah, we should go for him as well. But they're not going to sell him to us. We'll see. Robinson. I mean, this is your leaguers. Anthony Robinson from Fulham, Sam Johnson, West Brom, Matthias Pereira from Saudi are decent players outside the Premier League.
Do you know something about Sam Johnston? I think he's been pretty bad this season.
We don't need another keeper though. We've got enough keepers.
Fine, let's ignore Mr. Johnston.
I want a striker and a centre back in the window.
Let's ignore Sam Johnson.
Strakosha though from Lazio, I wouldn't mind him though. 26.
Strakosha, he's a keeper. Good shot stopper, by the way. Distributes well.
Anthony Robinson has been struggling for Fulham in a team who's been scoring a lot of goals and been conceding a few. But to be fair to Anthony Robinson, he's still adapting to a new play style. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that would be a good signing. It wouldn't cost you that much as well because Fulham want to try and balance those books with Wilson. How much money they spent in the transfer window. So I think Anthony Robinson in January could be a pretty all right, decent pickup.
You know who I'd take as a left back is Marcelo. He's got 1 year left at Real Madrid.
Oh no.
Oh, Zena, about 48.
No.
Get on a
Hey,
bit.
you know, don't turn it around.
Bless you. I'll go this one quickly. Mark as well. All Eddie cares about is getting his team to work hard in training and getting positive results and performances on the pitch and give the fans what they want. It's attacking football from the lads. Win, lose or draw, then we'll praise them if they put in a big effort sort of thing. Eddie Howe's back on Army. Name one that signing Howe made when Bournemouth were in the Premier League that turned out to be a good signing.
Just name them.
We just
Halfway.
named. Just named.
Shit.
Just block them, John. Block them.
Unbelievable, man.
He can have his opinion. It's fine.
Least Mousset.
But he's got no like back into his opinion. So what's the point?
He didn't sign fucking Lee Cattermole and wankers like that. That's for certain.
I mean, now he goes Adam Johnson back.
Oh my God.
Retired.
Bill,
Johnny
you're
retired
making
last year, man.
Fair enough.
Bill, you're making me want to watch the Sunderland Until I Die documentary.
Wow. Guys, I've got 82 people watching this now, so big up to each every one of you and do slap the likes up, man. I've got here's the thing: if Emanalo signs young talent, so you don't figure the big names, it will be young talent from abroad. Yeah, if they're good enough, blood them in.
That's
Hey,
in
you've got
future
proven record,
transfer
haven't you?
windows. I think we're going to try to get first team players in this January window because we need to.
200%, 100%. People only remember the bad signings. Even Solanke was good because he's tearing up in the championship. So Ivy for 20 mil is his worst crime. Every manager signs strike stinkers. Even Fergie. Look at Joe Linton.
I don't agree with that one bit because
I think that Joel Linton was more of a club signing because there's no manager at the time when he came.
I don't agree with who was that who just made that point. Who was that? I don't agree with Tony one bit because Solanke, he was bought in for a lot of money, and he was expected to hit the ground running and try and keep Bournemouth in the Premier League.
It was a big gamble, though, wasn't it? Someone of his age. I mean, he's only, was he 20 when he signed for him?
It was a gamble, but the amount of money Bournemouth paid for him, and the fact that he was starting a few games for Liverpool in the 17-18 season, I think should have been warranted a start at Bournemouth and a start and scoring goals basically. But I don't agree with that.
Colin Wilson and Josh Kane were ahead of him in the pecking order already.
I don't really agree with that, to be honest. I know he was behind King and Wilson, but whenever he got his opportunity, he just didn't look good enough. And even though he's doing very well in the Championship at the moment, he was not brought in to help Bournemouth to get up back into the Championship.
That's
into the Premier League. His job was to score goals and keep Bournemouth in the Premier League. And eventually, he didn't do that. And at the end of the day, he just didn't do that. And I think
you can have that argument for Brewster then too.
Yeah, but he was signed for the future. He wasn't a first team player. He was signed as a prospect for the future. And everyone knew that he was, a hell of a future.
I agree with that, but it's just that Bournemouth, a team, no disrespect, so small in the Premier League, really punching above their weight, can't afford a 20 million gamble and not.
I agree.
Not working because the money they've got available against even the teams next to them, like Newcastle, maybe have got more financial resource, and I think just that pretty much wasting that £20 million on Dom Solanke was a massive risk, and it massively backfired.
Yeah, well, that's just a learning point for Eddie Howe now to make sure not to do that.
I agree.
Okay. Howe signed players to develop Bournemouth. If you get a good director of football, no reason why you can't do that at a higher budget. That's true. I think Sir Bobby would have loved Eddie Howe's by the way he has come across to the fans' style of football. Not only that, I think Eddie Howe would have called up Bobby Robson today and spoke to him and in depth. Let's hope don't get important signers. Almost these at the club. 13 top players in the Prem.
I see as well last night. Given and Speed were put in the Hall of Fame, which was rightly so. I think they deserve that as well.
Yeah.
That whole thing last night, the whole show, the old awards thing was just a fantastic, positive thing. Another thing they've done since they've come on board. The whole thing.
I can see more things like that happening where more people are being put in the Hall of Fame. Is Shearer the only one before them two, wasn't he?
Just the whole socials.
I think Jackie Milburn's in it. I think Hughie Gallagher's in it. The only one of the top 5 scorers that isn't in it is Len White, and he should be in it, really. But there'll be more and more going into it, like you say.
Cool, fair enough.
Supermax in it.
Yeah.
Joe Litton won't be like. I'm sorry, John, but Joe Litton won't be in like.
Oh, what?
But he's always in John's. He's always in John's Hall of Fame.
Oh,
He's always in
AKA the dungeon. Yep.
Whatever. We're probably better off winning a few players off that as well. Emanalo's done players that are already known as superstars, not difficult for a club like Chelsea, acting as if unearth these gems. Eden Hazard is one of them. Let's read that. Yeah, I agree. It's on lit. That's fine, mate. I've got another 15 minutes to go because I'll come on Paul's channel 8:30 for European football. Hazard,
it'll be Italian football for an hour and a half, won't it?
What about the Bundesliga? No. Serie A.
Liga, no.
You'll have Paul just sitting there going, all right, so shall we go to the Liga? No, Juventus, right? They're doing this.
It'll just be the Milan derby for an hour and a half, won't it? That's all it'll be, Milan derby.
What a goal by the Inter Milan. What a goal.
John thinks Juventus is Newcastle.
Yeah. At a minute.
Italian Newcastle,
That's Eden. Look, even if you activate a release clause and the player may even choose to sign.
They might not. But
Why is there a random Bristol City fan on the channel up the gas from Aaron?
Wait. They're just saying something on the gas, right? They're 5-0 down at halftime at Exeter.
Wow. Has the Mr. William there passed a fit and proper person test thing? Yes, he has. Or is it going to take 4 years? He's definitely passed me it. He's just 27% of the shares. And Kim said, if it wasn't PIF for 320 billion, it was someone else. Do you think they'll still be doing what they're doing now, trying to block transfers, etc.? I think they would. Probably not. Excuse me. Claude, it's all about players and names. It's just it must be players who would fit the system Howe wants. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
And then I've got Ginger as well. Coutinho hasn't done anything for you yet. If you think there's a player for Liverpool he hasn't scored in years, also his attitude is
Shelby's done now for 3 years in our team, has he? God. Flipping him.
Yeah, that injury.
John Joe Shelby to
just because they're not performing for one team doesn't mean they can't perform for us.
Annie, I'm saying what he says. Coutinho hasn't done nothing for years. Coutinho has been injured half of the time. You can't. Shelby played majority of the games for us.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's crazy, man. I've got 87 people watching live, by the way. Please smash it.
Oh, God.
John, I'm not going to read that comment. But
you have to read it. It's a donation. You have to read it.
Yeah, I'm not reading that, man. But thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. I get what you mean. I get it. I don't know if James Fagan's out of contract soon. He's got 18 months left on his contract. Would be nice. I can't see him in Barcelona anyway. Just not bad Pereira. He wanted to join us, but he chose to go to the Middle East just for the money and has been crap since he's went. Moyes didn't want players like that. Can't blame him. And nor should Howe.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be blaming Pereira, really, because
for the money.
Yeah.
There's a Bruce training video on YouTube from last year. Him standing there and players running around like it's a schoolboy game. Wasting your time. In fact, wasting my time. I saw that. Just read that. And Pereira thing as well. Got Jack. There's a Bruce training video. I read that. Neil, if I was IF, I would be thinking, right, you want to play games, we just buy every team in the league and have Newcastle beat them every day like effing Groundhog Day. And that's the Neil.
Yeah, can't do that. It went down by one club, I think like by 20.
Yeah, true. There's a reason Mendy's number one at Madrid because Marcelo is done. That's fair enough. None of the keepers are top 10 quality, and Sam Johnson's out of contract in the summer. We
don't need another keeper. We don't need a keeper, man.
If We do need another keeper. Darlow goes. I don't think Darlow's good enough. He's not good enough,
but do you not think a good keeper's going to come and sit on the bench?
Thing is, so that's an Eddie Howe sort of thing, but Dubravka's still a quality keeper. But if you're gonna go for the top 10, then you have to get a quality keeper anyway. We need players who are willing to learn a bit of talent. Is this guy at the bottom left wanted the police or something? And his third choice behind King and Wilson, Addy.
Well, you could say that, but I'd still call him a disappointment because of the money Bournemouth paid for it.
Yeah,
I think it was down to the fact of like Wilson had so many injuries, and the fact that King was wanting to leave. That's why Solanke was put into the team. He didn't want to put him in the team that early on. So I think him a chance to really gel, and it's more a case of
he wasn't ready. Solanke wasn't ready at that time, and I think he will come good. I think he will prove to be a good Premiership striker in time. But he's only 21, 20, and he's not very old.
No. I mean, you could shock a few people. You know what I mean? Maybe the Championship's toughen them up, Solanke. But we'll see. I mean, Bournemouth's going to go up this season anyway. I think they're up this season under Scotty.
I mean, Solanke was getting in the England under 19 side ahead of Calvert-Lewin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I got Lee as well. Big up to you, Lee. Do subscribe. Isco never gets a game. Great playmaker. Not sure of his age. He hardly played, done his Isco. Isco. I like Isco, by the way, but he hasn't been playing a lot of games. And bottom left, that's on account. Okay. Hey, John. Hope you're well, mate. That's from Mr. Key. Very excited about Eddie Howe. He reminds me a lot of King Kevin from Wales. I think he can get the best out of Miggy and John Linton.
You ain't getting nothing out of John Linton.
Miggy?
John, I'm telling you, Eddie Howe should have hired you, John, to get the best out of Joe Linton. There's a job waiting for you in Newcastle.
One massage and he's raring to go.
I tell you what, I give him my day job. Okay, I'll give him my day job.
Oh, I bet you will.
You know what I mean? I got Anno as well. 50 million for Doherty for Spurs makes Jason look like in the century. No thanks. Okay, Annie. I think Cantwell for Norwich will suit Eddie's philosophy of football. Conor Gallagher, I take him all day long from Palace. We don't need Hazards who are coming to the end of their careers and want a big wage packet to end their career sort of thing. No, thank you. Yeah, never put a light behind your head when streaming.
I know. My light isn't working at the moment.
Call the electrician. Tell him to move your light.
Right. I've got
a light here, but it's just not working. It's not working.
Luis Diaz from Porto, we have to target. Players are hungry, not injured prone. Overpay players like Isco, Hazard. I tell you,
Luis Diaz won't go to Sunderland, mate. You got no chance.
That chance.
Does he know where Sunderland is?
Yeah. We need a top striker in January. Girl can go clear to play out.
Oot.
And I've got Don't Want Marcelo in the team. Keith, big up to you, Keith. Newcastle legend Michael McDonald in talks of ambassadorial role after being banned by Mike Ashley and Steve Bruce.
That's great news.
Steve Bruce.
That's really good news. Bruce has gotten new owners. Howe is managing 3 weeks in Dreamland. We could have got Eddie Howe after this. The moment we sack him, we should have got Eddie Howe and then we would have lost. You know what I mean?
They went through a stringent test, didn't they? They wanted to find out if he was the right man. You know, you can understand it to a certain extent, but like you say, he was available all along. So
yeah,
they've gone through a rigorous test, and they think now he's the man for the job after doing all those tests. And we've only missed out on 2 games, really.
I agree. I mean, got Ginger as well. I can understand why we do need a goalkeeper in my books. The back having 3 injuries a year and the same injury, maybe getting in Stroska would be a good idea because the ligament damage can finish the back. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yes. The back has played 13 Premier League games last season, hasn't played at all this season. We got 4 goalies near him in the squad, and they're all crap. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Solanke wasn't an investment in the future. Yeah, at the time we can get them promotion, then it was good. Good one. And yeah, I think it was because Wilson was so injury prone, you need cover. Totally agree there. Cabbage.
Livakovic, the Croatian one.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Dinamo Zagreb. Yeah, yeah, he'd be a decent
Yeah,
addition.
decent keeper as well, by the way. But I mean, Shakosha, I'd take him as well. Even lads, hope you well. Finally get a chance to watch call after call at work. Big up to you, my guy, James, and thanks for coming on with Charlie the other day. Spurs pay 50 mil for Doherty. I ain't
No,
saying
they
you should
didn't.
buy him. I say 40
No,
mil.
he's knocking the signing. He's right. It was an absolute joke of a signing. Hardly played for him, has he? Matt Doherty.
Exactly.
Matt Doherty didn't. Spurs didn't pay 50. Spurs didn't pay 50 million for Doherty.
I'm sure it was
15.
around that more. I'm sure it was
They paid
quite a
15.
big amount for him.
I think they paid a lot less than 50 million anyway from Wolves. I think they paid 15 million for him. Do you know what I mean? He's been getting like 4s and 5s out of 10 by Spurs. We are Tottenham. If you want to check out that channel, it's fantastic. The problem we do have need one big signing to attract those kind of players in the future. That's from Ginger, by the way. And I got Levakovic. Yeah, decent keeper, by the way, from Dinamo Zagreb. So I'm going to give us another 10 minutes or so, guys, because I also got to go for Paul's channel. We've got no match on Saturday. We got to play Brentford in a week's time. I've started with you, Chippers. How do you feel you're going to get on against Brentford? Eddie Howe's first game in charge.
Must win. It's a must win. Simple as that. I think it's a game we've got to get 3 points out of.
Yeah.
I think we will.
Yeah. Brentford's lost their way at the minute. I mean, Billy?
Yeah, I'll take us to beat Brentford. Without David Raya, they're not the side. He's saved them so many points this year. Him being out for 5 months will be a big loss for them, and I think we'll actually beat Brentford.
Yeah, totally. We've got Jason.
We definitely need 3 points, and it could very well happen if Howe is going to get us in a better formation and name a squad that's going to really go for it. So I don't see why we can't go and get 3 points.
Yeah,
14.7 million for Doherty.
We have to get the win. We have to get the win. No doubt about it. Ryan.
I'm gonna go 3-1.
3-1. Newcastle.
3-1 Newcastle. I think we're gonna start the new era with a bang.
Annie, what about you?
Brentford are missing a few players, aren't they? Raya, Aja, Onyeka. Nice comment, Jonathan. But I think it'll be a draw. To be honest, I think both teams.
Oh God, man! Shut up, Annie.
Oh, I'm not allowed to have an opinion, am I?
Be positive, man.
Be positive. I'm being realistic. Thank you very much.
Who do you think you are? Jamie Vardy?
Norwich beat Brentford on their own pitch last week. Brentford will end up in the relegation zone. Mark my words.
Brentford are without Raya, Aja, Zanka.
Beg your pardon?
Zanka, the centre back. They're missing 2 centre backs and are in a bit of a pickle at the moment. 4 straight defeats.
It's gonna be 5 next week.
2. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Oh God, man.
Oh, fair enough. I'm going to go.
Seriously, Chips, am I not allowed to have an opinion? I say
draw.
I say draw, and all of a sudden you're oh God.
Just on the wrong one.
Your opinion has to be a win.
An opinion.
It's a Newcastle channel, man. It's a Newcastle channel, man.
Let me have an opinion. Who says 1 each? You can say 1 each, by the way.
Exactly. Thank you, John.
He's got an opinion like everybody else. I'm going to say Newcastle to win by 3-1, and I think we are going to have a lift off as well on Saturday week. I'll be in Italy that day, so I won't be able to watch the match.
No, you've never mentioned that, John. You kept that quiet?
Hey, Daddy, you kept punching it.
What game are you taking in Italy, John?
Well, I've got to be said. I mean, a week off for live streaming, so if I feel like I deserve a week off from it, you know what I mean? I've been working really hard, haven't I, on the live streams and that. You know?
You taking any games, John? You're going to take any games?
I'm hopefully going to take the Lazio Juve game, but I get a ticket. So I only get 75% of the fans going in. So hopefully,
is that in Rome or Turin?
No, that's going to be in Rome.
Oh,
careful, them Lazio fans are a bit dodgy.
And I've been to a Rome derby a couple of seasons again where they drew nils each. And
he won't care.
I can walk through them.
He won't care. He'll be sitting in those stands, enjoying his cornetto and everything.
Exactly. And gives us concept. You can see how playing 4-4-1-1 against Brentford and Wilson.
The picture behind now on his phone.
Because you can't strike to let him play the through balls through. You've got to remember, twice. It didn't heal, and he had the same this summer. So at 32-33, we do need a dominant keeper like Strakosha and O'Bain can bully our back four. Yep, totally agree. Definitely need a goalkeeper, by the way. Hopefully, we will eventually get a decent youth squad to choose from onwards. Future looks bright, Ladsley. I totally agree. 3-1 to the tune. I've got Tony B. What do you think of Howe would do with Lewis, or would he go with Richie because he knows him?
He won't go with left back, surely.
I have that feeling he will.
Oh, God.
Use Richie, but definitely Lewis needs to be in that squad.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I think does he ever play 4-2-3-1, Eddie Howe? I don't think he does he?
It's 4-4-1-1.
Yeah.
And it's 4-3-3. Sometimes he plays a 4-4-2.
Yeah. He did play 3 centre backs against Chelsea when he won by 4-0.
Yeah, I mean that's Chelsea, so
yeah. He got that tactic so right.
He played 5 at the back when he got that win against Chelsea.
I'm gonna watch the highlights of that game after.
Because he played Ryan Fraser as a right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right wing back.
Yeah. And he won the game. I got Neil as well, 50 for me. Thank you very much indeed, Neil. Appreciate that. I would love to have that. I'd love to have as a donation sort of thing if you could afford it, but I doubt it. Wilson and Brentford won't be able to handle him. That's very true. And I'm not going to read that.
Oh, no. So close.
All 6 points. Fingers crossed, lads. We need to get them totally beat. Brentford have been on the slide recently. 5-0. That'd be nice. Still as John Guess off the plane in Italy. I'm not going to read the rest of that.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Hello, ladies.
I can say, bonjour. And
Oh, God. Give me some gelato.
12,000 Premier League and long. Yeah, okay. Then I've got Joe Linton. Kevin King's first game was in Charles was. What was the score, Annie? The first game? Can you remember?
I wasn't born, mate.
It was 3-0 to Newcastle that year.
Cool. What was Steve Bruce's first game in charge?
Arsenal.
1-0 to Arsenal. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the price of cheese anywhere Bristol City now?
Then what's this got to do with Kevin Keegan's first game?
We're just asking, yeah. I'm sure Eddie Howe would being the players that fit our attacking style of football are hungry to play for a team of our stature, and I know a couple of defenders will not go amiss in January. Oh, you're right, Mark. Correct. Remember, Paul, the team that could win is about time, but still these players in Shelby, Lascelles and Dollar are weak areas yet. They need to fix up. Bobby Robson's first game in charge, 8-0 against Sheffield Wednesday.
No, it wasn't. We drew with Chelsea. We lost to Chelsea 1-0.
Yeah, we lost to Chelsea 1-0. No, was it Stamford Bridge?
Stamford Bridge, yeah.
Can you take John with us? No way. He can stay here.
He's going with him in his suitcase, isn't he?
Eddie Howe's first game in charge, 5-0. I hope you're right. Literally linked to everyone's getting silly. Just bringing the players that you need to get in. John, you speak of time to make sure you can't do it again. It's like, buongiorno. There you go. I'm going to wrap up here because I'm going to get ready for go on Paul's channel 8:30, so I want to be prepared.
He's got to put his makeup on.
Can I just say, Barry's got a poll on Twitter. If you want to keep the Horseman going, go and vote for Horseman.
I've voted. Yes, I have.
Did no one watch Pete's live for the last week? Where I said I was going to take over from the Horsemen and call it My Little Ponies.
apparently Barry's spoken to Paul and there's a poll up, so if you vote for it, he's going to reconsider and reinstate it. So
I bet Barry's had 70%. I bet Barry's like, I won't put any dirty stuff to take your channel down.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll just be even more dirty. Yeah.
Really careful, like you've got to be really careful when you things like that. But listen, it's got away. But hey, it is what it is. Paul's channel is fantastic. I have to say this, and people can mourn, but at 29, we really need a new striker this January because Wilson isn't the greatest every match, and he does have a lot of injuries because of this pace. Yeah, listen, I love Callum Wilson. We definitely need a backup striker. We definitely need a backup goalkeeper, and that's the most important thing. For my opinion, we need a left back. We need a couple of players at the club. There you go. That was Brentford will be electric. And I'm not going to read that one, I'm afraid. Crash.
What was it? I didn't see it.
We could potentially get behind Eddie. He's a proven record of proving this. That's very, very true. And I'm not going to be the next one anyway. So,
Come on, John.
guys, listen, you'd be a great spot again tonight. We've got to do it again next week. It'd be the last one before I go on holiday. So
No.
I'm
Next
working
week I'll do
unfortunately
it.
next
Next
Wednesday,
week.
John.
you what?
I'm at work next Wednesday night. Unfortunately, I'll be missing.
It's got to be 2 weeks then, mate. I mean, the thing is,
Be 3 weeks because you're away, man.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. I can't take my Mac with us anyway, unfortunately, because it wouldn't
Too
be
many
good
dirty
up.
pictures on there.
Exactly.
I was going to say exactly.
Bianca.
He's going to beat Bianca Westwood. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
I'd like to see a sign of striker that can create stuff for himself. We have not had a striker like that for years, have we? You know, a striker that doesn't need the service all the time. We can create stuff for himself. Great for one.
That is very, very true. Someone's hit the ball from 25 yards in the top.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDonald style back in the 70s. That was something.
Yeah.
And Shearer as well from 25 yards as well. That's what we need. If we can get that, brilliant. And if everyone does, that'd be amazing. Listen, guys, thanks for coming on. And I should do it again next week, obviously minus Chip as sort of thing. And thanks for coming on and have a fantastic evening. Just got one more comment as well. 2 more comments for our goal. John, we need a striker that compete with Wilson because playing the same strike player is why we are in this mess. We need to mix it up. That's fair enough. And I like to see him in Mbappe, Haaland. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But what's the point of discussing that? How much do you think we're spending, Jan? It's got to be at least 100 million.
Not going to be anywhere near 100 million.
I think we close that.
About Borsa, he's played for Inter Milan and Benfica, and then he's gone back to Valencia.
Danny Simpson?
Nah.
Leeds player is a good player from Austria Vienna.
Nah. I mean, Barbosa, he's got the ability, but not for me. His attitude is all wrong. Listen, guys, what I'll do, I'm going to wrap up, and I shall see you guys next week. Do smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. And thanks to 80 plus people that watched me live and the gang as well. It's been amazing. And have a fantastic evening. As always, we the lads.
Oh, we're the lads.
See ya.
See you, man.
Off for Tom T.